Welcome to the extremely socially distanced Abby Awards. For the 15th year, the Alabama Broadcasters Association will recognize the best in broadcasting from across the state. Gather around, but not too close, as we honor the stations and individuals who went above and beyond in a year that required more of everyone. And now, to kick off the program, Alabama Broadcasters Association President Sharon Tinsley.
Hello, everyone. It seems impossible that only a year has passed since we last celebrated the Abby Awards. So much has happened and so little has happened in the year we've lived through together, yet apart. You've lived it, you've reported it, you've led your communities through it, and you've survived it. 2020, the year no one wants to remember, but we will never forget. Right now, let's give you something good to remember about 2020, that you did some of your very best work. And what better way to do that than presenting you with the 15th Annual Abby Awards. Let's get started with a message from the chairman of the board, Tommy Lee of Sand Mountain Broadcasting.
Thank you, Sharon. While we're disappointed that the pandemic requires that we present the Abby Awards this year virtually, we're still very happy that we can recognize all the great talent and hard work that was put in under some pretty extremely difficult conditions in 2020. You should all be very proud of your efforts. Television stations across the state have continued to serve their viewers, and that's despite the hardships that you've endured in so many ways. You've had to be an even brighter beacon for your communities, and for that, we salute you.
Thank you, Tommy. And thank you to our sponsor of the 15th Annual Abby Awards. We're proud to say that the Alabama Army National Guard has been with us from the very beginning. Please welcome Lieutenant Colonel Clay Strickland.
Good afternoon. My name is Lieutenant Colonel Clay Strickland, Commander of the Alabama National Guard's 22nd Recruiting and Retention Battalion. I wanted to take a moment to thank all of you for your continued support during these unique times. Through our partnership with the Alabama Broadcasters Association and your stations, the Alabama National Guard is able to highlight our organization's opportunities to your listeners and our target market. We accomplish this together through the thousands of PEP spots you play for us on a daily basis all across the state. We all know COVID-19 has reshaped our environment in many ways. The most impactful for our organization has been the inability to meet our target market face-to-face. High schools have transitioned to online classes, community events have been canceled all across the state, and the fear of contracting COVID-19 keeps most people close to home. All of these things combined have contributed to the struggle we face today of maintaining a ready force. However, as soldiers, we have found ways to adapt and overcome. One of the most effective ways we do this is by taking full advantage of the Public Education Partnership Program. This program gives us access to those we once met in our local communities through radio and TV spots. These simple but impactful impressions lead to more enlistments for our organization. And never before has there been a greater need to have a well-prepared, well-equipped National Guard presence in our state. When disaster strikes, both locally and abroad, the Alabama National Guard stands ready to protect our communities, in large part because of your efforts and support. For that, we thank each and every one of you. We look forward to a time when we can meet face-to-face under safer circumstances. Until then, it is my pleasure to kick off these awards with the very first category, Public Service Announcement. Thank you very much.
The Abby for Outstanding Public Service Announcement is awarded to WAFF 48 in Huntsville for Light It Up for Healthcare Heroes. Here's a short clip.
We lift up our medical community whom we have learned to love and appreciate.
Bring comfort and relief to those who are struggling the most.
To guide us in times just like these.
See the burden they carry in their hearts.
May we be reminded that this too shall pass.
Be with those who are...
Congratulations, WAFF. And now, the Abby for Station Promotion. The winner is, once again, WAFF for Easter Sunday Tornado.
Severe weather can strike anywhere. Keeping everyone safe is our highest priority.
That word of caution that you gave
every town.
We started calling off streets, caused many of them to seek shelter immediately.
Alerting you first.
Sunday is a first alert weather day.
The Abbey for event or client promotion goes to another Huntsville station, WAAY-TV, for 31 Days to Give.
Because of the generosity of the community, children all across Madison County have access to school-based primary health care through HEALS. Your donations during the 31 Days to Give will help support the HEALS mission of keeping children happy, healthy, and successful.
Next, let's present the Abbey for commercial. The winner is WTVY-TV of Dothan for Register Sausage.
Life is stressful. Dinner shouldn't be. Register Sausage.
We now have a Judges Merit Award in social media. That goes to WVTM-TV 13.
How does it feel seeing this?
I'm honored, there's no question about it. I still believe that I deserved it back in the 60s, though.
The Abbey for social media goes to WKRG-TV in Mobile.
All right, guys, News 5's Gabby Easterwood here. We are still on the scene of this protest that's happening on Airport Boulevard, just off of I-65 in the parking lot that has the Half Shell Oyster House and the Babies R Us. Now, right before the 9 o'clock news.
The Abbey for podcast goes to WBRC-TV, Mike Behind the Mic.
Welcome to Mike Behind the Mic podcast. I'm Mike Dubberly, co-host of the top-rated morning show in Birmingham, Good Day Alabama on WBRC Fox 6. Now, we're hopeful you'll enjoy our in-depth interviews that we normally are not able to do on a typical daily newscast. We will dive deep into what's up with sports stars.
Next up is the Abbey for local sports program. The winner is from Birmingham, WIAT-TV for college football pregame show.
You're watching CBS 42 College Football Saturday pregame, presented by Pepsi.
Bryant-Denny Stadium is the place to be today, but how different will the atmosphere look with new social distancing changes in 2020? Alabama, Texas A&M is the...
Aren't we all looking forward to a regular football season this year? Next, the Judges Merit Award for News Feature. Our winner is WVUA-TV, Free at Last.
In honor of Black History Month, we are shining the spotlight on some outstanding individuals. Tonight, we are sharing the story of Anthony Ray Henson, who served nearly half his life in prison for a crime he did not commit.
The Abbey for News Feature goes to WAAY-TV in Huntsville for Buffalo Soldier.
I had vowed never to cross the Mason-Dixon line going south again in my life.
And yet here he sits, smack dab in the heart of Dixie, telling his story. You see, he had some bad experiences in the South as a young man. He grew up in the mostly desegregated North, in and around Detroit, Michigan.
And now, a Judges Merit Award for News Franchise. The winner is WPMI-TV of Mobile, Reality Check.
Company Terminex will be forking out $60 million for engaging in fraudulent business practices.
And tonight, Mobile County's District Attorney credits NBC 15's Andrea Ramey for her extensive reporting on the problems consumers were grappling with that got the state's attention.
Andrea continues her investigation with the very latest developments tonight from Montgomery.
The Abbey for News franchise goes to ABC 3340 in Birmingham, School Patrol.
Beautiful Rainbow Cafe in Gadsden. Chip Rowan has a lot of help.
This tomato soup needs to be hotter. The success of our cafe, I think, is that we have very high expectations for students with significant disabilities. Thank you for looking, Latana.
Rowan is a special needs teacher in the Gadsden Public Schools. The cafe, his brainchild, is run by his students.
This year's Abbey for Public Affairs goes to WVTM 13, Chronicle, Back to School.
It's going to look different.
WVTM 13 Chronicle, Reopening Schools.
Hello everyone, I'm Lisa Crane. Welcome to WVTM 13 Chronicle Reopening Schools. When students return to class this fall, this will be required. Everyone second grade and older must wear a mask or face covering.
The Abbey for documentary goes to Alabama Public Television's program Monograph.
My name is Sydney A. Foster. I am a photographer based in Montgomery, Alabama. I like to bridge the gap, bring people together. That's what I'm good at. The main scope of my work is, of course, Black culture, African American culture.
Congratulations, Alabama Public Television. Monograph has been a highly awarded show over the years. Now, the Abbey for local programming. The winner is WVTM 13 of Birmingham, Unsung Heroes of Civil Rights.
Reverend Shuttlesworth was being bombed, he was being jailed, he was being beaten. He himself said he was willing to give his life for the cause of segregation.
Overlooked pioneers in the fight for civil rights.
History had me glued to the seat.
Discovering things from a painful past.
Changing gears a little bit, let's give the Abbey for sports reporting. The winner is WIAT TV, once a Blazer, always a Blazer.
When UAB kicked off the 2020 season against Central Arkansas, they were playing for something bigger than a Week 1 win.
His first game with UAB was going to be September 3rd.
Up next, a Judge's Merit Award for General Assignment Reporting. The winner is WHNT News 19, Deputy Survives Dangerous Drug Bust.
May 30th. The day a traffic stop almost killed Lincoln County Sheriff Deputy Trent Lehman.
I guess whenever I went to search his front right pocket, I could feel something in there, didn't know what it was, so I pulled it out, and I guess the wind hit perfect.
The Abbey for General Assignment Reporting goes to WAFF 48 in Huntsville, Alabama's only certified police sketch artist. Let's see a clip.
Chins, mustaches, cheekbones.
Special agent and sketch artist Craig Shook says a victim or witness can spend up to 40 minutes flipping through these pages to choose the right facial features.
The Abbey for hard news goes to WAAY TV, Confederate Monument moved.
Still a fluid situation. We're watching the progress of the statue coming off piece by piece off of where it stood in front of the courthouse. But as you mentioned, not everyone that was out here was celebrating the statue's removal. In fact, one man was holding a sign that read, quote, "Let us vote on Confederate monument," end quote.
Our Abbey for investigative reporting is going to WPMI TV, Death of LeBron Rankin.
Andrea and Greg, school employees told police they thought LeBron would die if DHR didn't intervene. Sadly, that's exactly what happened.
Augusta Evans School is the only special needs school in the Mobile County Public School System. It's the school 8-year-old LeBron Rankin attended.
In addition to covering the pandemic and the fight for social justice, we were challenged by the weather last year. The Abbey for breaking news severe weather goes to WALA TV in Mobile, Hurricane Sally.
You see the well-defined eye just south of Gulf Shores.
Preparing to make landfall sometime here in the next few hours.
We haven't felt anything like this in this entire time as this eye wall now coming ashore here.
I've got one friend that apparently has a tree through their home.
Horrible wind and all of this rain for hours.
The Judge's Merit Award for breaking news goes to WPMI TV, 3-alarm apartment fire.
The flames were, as you just saw a few moments ago, really high above the structure there. They look like they're getting that under control. Of course, there is still things burning there. It's complete. That apartment and looks like maybe 2 or 3 apartments completely destroyed from this fire. Of course, way too early right now to speculate on.
The Abbey for breaking news. WBRC TV wins for May 31st riots in downtown Birmingham.
We got people killing us. All y'all white people out here, y'all need to hear me.
Breaking news right now. Protesters filling Lynn Park right now, calling for the Confederate memorial there to come down.
And now, the Judge's Merit Award for News Series. The The winner is WIAT TV in Birmingham, From Fear to Freedom, Human Trafficking in Alabama.
CBS 42 Morning News anchor Alyssa Rothermick was embedded with a trafficking task force in Tuscaloosa to give us a look at exactly what's being done to combat trafficking across Alabama.
One approach law enforcement is taking is to target the Johns, those who purchase sex and help the business thrive.
And now the Abby for News series. The winner is WSFA 12 News of Montgomery for Alabama History Reexamined.
The Alabama Department of Archives and History was founded in 1901. At the time, history was being told by its founders, white Southerners. Now, more than 100 years after its inception, the department is re-evaluating its mission.
And now, some individual awards. The Abby for photojournalist goes to Greg Stone at WHNT News 19 in Huntsville.
Harrison Brothers Hardware has been standing tall on the south side of Huntsville's downtown square since 1897. A piece of our past that reminds us of what used to be.
The Abby for sports personality goes to Jared Oliver of WVTM 13 in Birmingham.
Growing up as a kid, you ball up a piece of paper, do a little shimmy, throw it into the trash, and you say Kobe. Well, that's what I did throughout my childhood. For me, Kobe was my greatest of all time. And I catch a lot of flack for it, but he was my Michael Jordan. He was bigger than life.
Our Abby for reporter is going to Andrea Ramey, WPMI TV, Mobile.
Thousands of former and current Terminix customers are impacted by this historic settlement. Customers whose bills skyrocketed, tripling, even quadrupling in cases.
And I'm like, come on, this is absurd.
Last year, we showed you some of the outlandish bills Terminix was charging its customers.
Andrea's going to have to make some room on her shelf for that new Abby. And next up is the winner for weather anchor. The Abby goes to Amanda Curran, WSFA 12 News in Montgomery.
Could be a better coverage and chance of rain today, and boy oh boy do we need it, because there are a lot of spots that are already easily feeling like they're at or above 100 degrees. Oh, and did we mention it's not even lunchtime yet? Feels like 101 in Demopolis, 102 in Selma and Montgomery.
That's Amanda's second year to win this award. Congratulations. And now, the Abby for news anchor. The winner is Siobhan Bryan of WHNT News 19 in Huntsville.
Alabama's primary election runoff is set for tomorrow, and it's the first election since the pandemic began. That's what we begin tonight on WHNT News 19 at 10. I'm Siobhan Bryan. The governor said when she implemented the first statewide health order, which feels like forever ago back in March, she never expected we'd still be here in November.
From time to time, we add some special categories to the Abby Awards. This year, we've chosen to add 3. We're adding civil discourse and social change, coverage of the pandemic, and coverage of the election. Let's start with the Abby for election coverage. The winner is WHNT News 19 of Huntsville.
Fitzgerald at the Tuberville campaign down in Montgomery. Kelly Smith is at the Jones campaign in Birmingham. Dallas Parker covering the local issues right here in Madison County. And watching trends in the big races, Chief Investigative Reporter Brian Lawson. So he's here in our studio at the decision desk. Hard at work. We're crunching.
Our next special category starts with a Judge's Merit Award for pandemic coverage. And the winner is WSFA 12 News Montgomery. Students cram in a hot spot.
These teenagers are packed in this car like sardines while 90-degree temperatures loom. It'd be hot. This is considered school for Lyric McWilliams and her family because virtual learning is the only option and there's no internet at home.
The Abby for pandemic coverage goes to Huntsville station WAAY.
Coverage you can count on. Coronavirus in North Alabama on Way 31 News starts now.
Good Monday morning to you. Here is a live look right now inside Toyota of Huntsville as they are now walking their employees through the process to get them back to work.
And our last special Abby is for civil discourse and social change coverage. The winner is WBRC TV, Conversations in Black and White.
An audible symbol of something holy, recognized by both black and white.
The Abbey for regularly scheduled newscast is being presented to WKRG TV Mobile for the 4 on 5.
Now on WKRG News 5.
Right now, one local teen dead, 2 others charged with murder. Find out what they were doing that all ended after a short police chase. Students at schools across the Gulf Coast are back in classrooms for the first time.
Congratulations, that's a brand new newscast. Now, the Abbey for Service Project. The winner is Alabama Public Television.
Alabama Public Television was celebrating 65 years of service to Alabama citizens in March 2020 when the coronavirus swept into the state. Within a short period of time, Alabama schools were forced to close, leaving students at home with parents and their education on hold.
Just as a reminder, the Alabama Broadcasters Association is going to give $500 to one of the groups that benefited from Alabama Public Television's special projects last year. Congratulations to Alabama Public Television for coming up with so many creative and meaningful ways to help Alabamians and especially our schools during the pandemic. Now, please welcome back ABA Board Chairman Tommy Lee.
Thank you, Sharon. It's my pleasure to announce the big award, Television Station of the Year, and the trophy goes to WVTM 13.
From one of the most unique elections in American history to the overwhelming impact of COVID-19, severe weather slamming the state, and a renewed fight for racial equality, WVTM 13 worked tirelessly each day to tell the important stories affecting our community and our country to viewers.
Well done, WVTM. Congratulations to Susanna Schuler, Sue Stevens, and the entire staff. And now, we want to say congratulations to all of our Abbey winners. I've never been more proud to work with broadcasters. Links to all the winning entries in their entirety will be on the ABA website this evening at al-ba.com. There will also be information about ordering duplicate awards. Please post your pictures and videos. We hope you're celebrating right now, and we'd like to see that. Tag us on Facebook and Twitter. Use hashtag 2021Abbeys and tweet us at AL Broadcasters. Thank you to our sponsor, the Alabama Army National Guard, and especially Lieutenant Colonel Clay Strickland and the Recruiting and Retention Command. Thanks to our great ABA staff, Lisa Rice and Nikki Thomas. A special thank you to Lee Perryman and the staff of Radio Alabama for allowing us to use your wonderful facility. We hope to see everyone at Ross Bridge Resort on August 13th and 14th for our annual ABA conference. Thank you for watching.